What episode are we?
We are up.
The TV's on. It's probably picking it up.
It's not. It's not that good of a microphone. We are up to episode 41. Close Encounters of the Funny Kind.
Are they funny?
Sometimes. Sometimes not.
Do we even talk about Close Encounters?
Yeah.
You want to talk about how I told you how something fell in the bookcase and then I finally found what fell and now it all makes sense?
You already talked about the fall.
I know, but I didn't realize something did actually fall in the bookcase.
Feel free to tell
Where
them.
no one ever walks, no one ever touches, no one ever does anything in this. No one ever walks to this side of the living room. A picture of one of my grandfathers fell over on the clock of a picture of my other grandfather, which, by the way, doesn't normally tick-tock in the clock that's on it, and it started tick-tocking a few weeks ago.
You can just say ticking.
Tick-tock. Tick-tock clock.
It's not a... Okay.
It's a tick-tock clock.
No. Sam was freaked out, so...
I'm still freaked out. I feel like they're trying to send me a message. Something's happening.
Okay. I picked this bad boy up at the store.
I'm gonna shit for days.
Voodoo Ranger Supercharged Tea Lemon. I don't know.
Last time we had a Voodoo Ranger, I shit for a week. And not good.
Thanks for sharing with the group.
There's the funny kind.
I said, this looks like tea. I thought it was going to be like a Mike's Hard Lemonade. This looks like sweet tea.
I don't like these hard teas.
I don't either. I don't get like people.
Why do people put lemon in their tea?
The twisted teas and stuff. I mean, I guess it's if you don't like beer, but
well, if you don't like
that's basically
beer,
what this is supposed to be.
Maybe you should just go sit the next few plays out. You shape shaggers.
Give it a try. It doesn't taste like it has alcohol. It just tastes like tea. Maybe that's why people drink them.
It tastes like flat tea.
Yeah. Like there's no
sugar in it. But there is sugar. I bet you look it up. I bet there's 48 grams of sugar.
Yeah. That's why people drink them, because they don't like the taste of alcohol. This just tastes like a... Like if you put this on ice, like you wouldn't know that this had alcohol in it.
Just get... What was that? Like $4.99?
They were like 2 for $7. I don't have the...
No, because then all the white girls would drink them.
That's how they get them big booties. Starbucks and Mike's...
I'm sorry, can you not drink out of the same glass as me? You had to pour it in yours?
I don't want to get your germs.
Are you kidding me?
What? I'll drink a little bit more. I paid for it. I'm too cheap.
You don't want to get my germs?
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
You're on thin ice tonight, buddy.
I've been on thin ice for a few hours. Luckily, I'm good at dodging. Got my skates on. No?
The people.
Do you want me to get out the shotgun?
The people sitting behind us definitely heard my threat, because I heard the girl go,
"What threat?"
What about if you were laying down in the driveway? How I would just explain I didn't know you were there when I ran you over.
Yeah. At the restaurant, just threatening to murder your husband. Do you want to do a shot fun?
I don't know if I know how to anymore.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I guess. Get it out.
You want to do one? Hold on. Hold, please.
So I'm going to need Pepto tonight.
Pepto!
I ate carbs tonight. I haven't eaten carbs in like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. Has it been about that long?
I don't know.
I've lost 12 pounds since the start of February.
Carbs.
We had, what did we have tonight? Carrabba's, and I ate pasta. I should have just gotten the chicken. But I ate bread and pasta, and I don't feel good.
Jesus, what was that?
I don't know. Ugh. Everything stinks.
Alright, so you gotta do it and then go back. Jesus God. Hell, man. You good? I don't know if this is a good idea now.
There's way more room on the inside than there is on the outside. Okay, give it here.
Make sure you push it back out, remember?
I have chapstick on. Are you going to be mad about this?
Probably. I'll probably yell at you later.
Oh, I'll smack you.
You'll be reprimanded.
So I pull it, and then.
You have to make sure it goes back out, or it doesn't.
But I have to have it in my mouth when I do that, right?
You should, yeah. Then push it back out. There you go. Squeeze the trigger. Is it too cold?
Yes.
Is there any left?
I don't think so.
It smells like garlic. Put my piece up here. I was gonna say I could like pour it in here, but it's like, alright, let's see. No, you got it all. Just a little bit.
Just a little head.
Kill. You're off to a roll.
It's the garlic. I think the garlic makes me burp.
All right. Well, we talked about this the other day, 2 episodes ago, 39. You did not know anything about giants.
I didn't know that they were an actual thing, and then you told me once that the hills in like Tallahassee and stuff are where they died and people just covered them up.
Well, no, there's burial mounds all over the United States, and the stories that are told, like on podcasts or YouTube stuff, people say that like they were burial mounds for basically giants. And when they dug them up, farmers and people, cultivating land or settling places, if you've got a flat piece of property and you see this giant hill, well, what's that? And people dig into them and found giant bones, sent them to the Smithsonian, and then never hear back. Like they just, it's the whole Indiana Jones thing where he's wheeling the Ark of the Covenant into the giant, storage facility. Yeah. It just gets stuffed on road double G whatever and is never seen again. So there is a story about, and this is a Native American story, and I've heard this on multiple podcasts, but I wanted to tell you this first. So the Nephilim are what they call some of the giants, or what a lot of people believe that they were. And I just pulled this up just so I'm not just going off memory. It's all, the Nephilim are in the Bible.
Isn't that Goliath?
Yeah, so that's what I mentioned on the other. They believe that like Goliath was a Nephilim. So this says, because I misunderstood, but this says that like some people believe that the Nephilim were offspring of rebellious angels and humans. So there's a story in the Bible that God kicked out, I guess, a bunch of angels and sent them to earth, and then they bred with humans, but they were giants, basically. So that produced offspring, which they call...
Did the regular humans birth giant babies?
Yeah.
Like, were they big when they came out?
I'm assuming so. And I don't think it was a consensual type of...
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of the background there. So... the angel's got in some trouble, it sounds like.
So is that where like the bad angel, what's his name?
Which one? I think there's a whole bunch of bad ones.
Do you remember the movie with your girl from Friday Night Lights where she's pregnant and the devil comes down and tries to kill her baby?
It's got Michael, right?
Yeah, it's got
Gabriel.
It's Gabriel. Oh, is it? It's called Gabriel, isn't it?
I think so.
But it's got your boy from Friday Night Lights, and it's got the girl from... He plays it in the movie. He's a street... He plays street guy in the actual movie with Billy Bob Thornton. He plays the quarterback. And then the girl is Reagan's girlfriend in the TV show one. Okay. But she's pregnant.
I remember the movie, and he's there to protect
her. Gabriel comes down and is trying to protect, but it goes through like all the different like stages of like the locust or whatever.
So this says Gabriel is the archangel who is a messenger between God and humans. He is mentioned in the Bible, the Quran, and other religious texts. Gabriel told Mary that she would give birth to the Son of God. One of them was like a warrior, though. I think it's Michael. This says, alongside the archangel Michael, Gabriel is described as the guardian angel of the people of Israel, defending against the angels of the other peoples.
Can I hold your phone for a second?
Sure. But the whole thing about the Nephilim is that they believe that they were there or here on Earth, and that there are descendants of them, and that's how we have people that are like basketball players and stuff that are
Legion.
Yeah, Legion. That's right.
This is the movie.
Yeah.
That guy.
Lucas Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays the quarterback in the actual movie.
I remember that now.
But this was a good movie, though.
Yeah, we can go back and watch it.
I liked it. Because remember the old lady? She's like, your baby is the devil and it's going to die. And she's like real creepy. And then all of a sudden she like sheds. Oh, no, she doesn't even
does
shed
like
her
the wall
skin.
climb
She
or
like
something.
somehow her arms go backwards and she's like climbing up the walls. But like every like, what do they call it? Like sense or... I don't know, but like there's all these different things that happen before
it was something
you're supposed to die or something, all happen.
All right, so I'm going to read you this story. This is partially it's a Native American. This has been talked about on a ton of podcasts. It's called Lovelock Cave. This is it's a story that these giants were terrorizing, and they were cannibals. And we're eating
humans?
Native Americans, yeah.
Oh.
Back
just Native Americans or just humans?
Well, that was all that was here, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. This is
that's
specifically...
That's before Christopher Columbus.
Please don't get me started on Christopher Columbus. He did not discover America. He's never set foot on mainland America. They've changed... You're setting me off, okay? They've changed it now. He discovered the Americas. You can't discover something if there's already people there. I'm just saying. We've talked about this before. It gets me very annoyed. He didn't discover shit. It's like me going to Walmart and saying I discovered Walmart. Okay? It's not you didn't discover it. It's just there. Okay?
Tomorrow about 4:35, and I'm like, Christopher Columbus, and see what happens.
It just gets me this. I'm like, he shouldn't even be in the history books. He didn't do anything. It's like, you're just... Vikings came before him. I'm not going to get into it. There was Vikings discovered it way before he did.
It's okay. It's okay.
And he wasn't even. He was trying to get to India.
Oh my God! Stop.
He didn't even go to where he was supposed to go.
Stop. Talk about what you were going to talk about. Just forget what I said.
Anyway,
Jesus.
It's very annoying.
Very touchy.
Yeah. I get hot about CC. So this is an actual cave, and it says it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1984. This cave,
1984. That's a good year.
Yeah. They said the story is that there was a group of Native Americans that had been fighting with these giants for years, basically. They would come down and terrorize the village and grab a couple people, eat them, whatever it was. So they eventually took the fight to where they knew they were, to the cave, and they lit a giant fire in the front of the cave so that they couldn't get out. So the smoke basically went in, and then every time one of them would come out, they were shooting arrows and spears and stuff like that, but basically wiped them out, what was remaining of them. And they said that they think that, or the story is that was some of the last Nephilim or giants or whatever you want to call them. But there's stories of, I'm trying to find it here. There's different stories about like them doing excavations and finding different like tools and like larger stuff in there. But this all goes back to the whole Smithsonian thing. A lot of this stuff gets misplaced or lost.
But why? Why not just let it all be known? It's kind of cool.
It honestly just seems like...
We know there's no giants now, but I mean, there is a Bigfoot, but there's no giants.
I mean, I don't know if we can say there aren't giants when there's dudes that are 7'10" playing basketball.
This is true.
That's what the theory is. Like, those are descendants from those people.
So is that considered a giant at 7 foot, or a giant's 10 foot? Or a giant's 20 foot?
Some of these, I mean, like, most of the giants, like... stuff I've read, but they've recovered bones from people that were, and it's in newspaper articles and stuff. Like, let me see. But they say, like, they've recovered, like, bones of 10-foot man located in Montana or whatever.
Wasn't there, like, a 10-foot man in China?
What, now?
Yeah, there's some, like, crazy tall guy somewhere over in Asia.
I don't know. We need a Jamie. This would make it easy, right?
I know.
Where I could be like, Jamie, pull that up.
You want me to call Jackson?
He would be handy.
He would be.
And
He's very good at Googling. Jackson!
No, don't call him in here. He's going to come in here and start talking all crazy.
Well, he's a giant.
He may be.
He may be a descendant of giants.
It's pulling up a bunch of stuff about the football team, the Giants. Hang on, I'll take giant bones. How about that?
Careful.
It's like they had a bad 2024 season. Really not the offensive production. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Make sure you don't put an R at the end of that bone. Giant boners.
I don't know.
Careful, don't click images.
It's hard to find. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of them. Like, you can look. This is pulling up stuff, but you really got to dig through here. But I mean, this is a newspaper article from New York in 1896, and it's showing like what they anticipate the height of this man would be and the bones that they found. This is in the Library of Congress. So some of the stuff I've read says that they were just it became a fad and they were doing it to sell newspapers because it was like, oh man, they found a giant in Nevada or whatever, and people would buy it and read the article.
Yeah.
And then they every couple months they would redo a different one or whatever. What are we doing?
What?
What are the dogs doing?
I don't know. Go away, you stink.
But Sam, we did go to Barnes and Noble.
It was our date night.
Well, we went to dinner too. But Sam found this book. We picked it up, Unsolved Mysteries. It's got some cool stuff.
There's a couple others. One was Unsolved Enigmas, and another one was Unsolved.
They're like little short chapters
Crimes.
on stuff. So there's some cool stuff. So we're gonna do
Oak Island Money Pit.
Yeah, it's got Oak Island in here, and
don't need to read that one.
Nazca lines. But we'll read through some of this stuff and try to put together some different episodes. UFOs, it has Loch Ness in here.
Oh, yeah. Loch Ness.
Some of these I've never heard of, which is odd.
I've never heard of that one.
There was one in here that says the Devil's Footprints. I guess
have y'all heard about the footprint, the foots, the feet?
The foots?
The foots, whatever. Because there's only one foot that's found at a time. That one I showed you. The seas of the foot? Or the foot of the seas? I don't think it was in this one. I think it was in the Enigma one.
I did see something the other day. I can't remember if you sent it to me. You probably did, but I think it's in Texas. There is a place where there's a bunch of dinosaur footprints, and there's human footprints right beside it. It's fossils, like where they stepped in mud, and then however the process happens, and it hardens, like it's limestone now. But there's giant dinosaur footprints, but then there's also like a bunch of human footprints in the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's not supposed to have been possible. The main thing is
cavemen. Were the cavemen not around?
No, that's the whole thing. They think that they're supposed to be like 60 million years in between the last dinosaur and caveman.
Then I need them to stop making these movies for the kids where the dinosaurs and the cavemen are overlapping, because this is really starting to confuse me as an adult.
The Disney movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck you,
Let me
Disney.
see.
Like, hello, good dinosaur. He's a dinosaur. He's running around with Spot.
I'm looking it up. Jamie,
Spot's
pull that
family then comes and finds him. Dinosaur.
Okay,
caveman.
here we go. This is Google AI.
Oh yeah, because Google's right.
So
AI too with that.
Shush! Humans and dinosaurs did not live at the same time, with nearly 65 million years separating their existence.
Okay, well, Disney, I need you to get your shit in check because Good Dinosaur says otherwise.
It says, however, some early mammals, including ancestors of humans, may have coexisted with dinosaurs. So then that goes into, are you talking about, what you're talking about, like cavemen?
I mean, what else is there before then?
This says, that's my biggest conspiracy thing. I don't think that we evolved from monkeys. I don't think that that's what happened. So religious people believe God put us here. I don't know how to define God, but something bigger than us put us here.
Well, I don't know. I mean, did you see the back of the 5-year-old today? It's pretty hairy and it's black. It was weird.
It's a little peach fuzz.
Between his shoulder blades, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, it just says, like, dinosaurs lived up until 66 million years ago. It says the first modern humans, Homo sapiens, appeared around 200,000 years ago. So
I'm calling shenanigans.
But there was other, like, Cro-Magnon men were before Homo sapiens. So let me take this one. This is where we really need Jamie in the TV.
I told you to call him in here.
So this goes.
What's a what?
Diropithecus is the ancestor of both apes and humans. Australopithecus, Homo erectus. So
you're a homo.
You can't say that anymore.
Oh, sorry. You're gonna bleep that out.
Probably not. People are gonna cancel you. I'm gonna still be here, but
no one's.
I'm gonna be sitting here wearing my rainbow shirt, just podcasting about aliens. Just keep the peace, brother. Peace.
You're a Homo erectus.
Yeah, sometimes I'm erectus. Here's like the chart. I just don't see. Yeah, like when you see these charts, I don't know how we went from literally an ape monkey, to a person. If we had evolved from apes, then apes wouldn't exist. Like it doesn't make sense. Like they would have died off.
Yeah.
It does. So there was at some point I watched something one time where they were talking about the different. When there's like different groups, when there was evolution of from this group to this group to this group, but they were breeding with each other, and they think that sent off like a separate offshoot, but they truly have no idea. They have no idea. There's very little science to back any of it up.
Anytime someone does try to say something to prove it, they get shot down or it gets barred or
because it's just there's no bones saying. They probably have more dinosaur bones than old. They don't have human bones from 10 million years ago.
Do you remember the first time I asked you? I was like, "Can we go to Barnes and Noble and see if we can find me a book that shows who came first? Was it God or the dinosaurs?" And you're like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "I need a book to show me the time lapse of Earth when God created the dinosaurs, or when dinosaurs were, and then God was created."
So. Religious people, very religious people, don't believe in dinosaurs. They don't believe that God created that because it's not in the Bible.
Guess I'm not a really religious person.
But giants are in the Bible, so you have to believe in that. But they also believe Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Don't they also believe it's flat?
No.
Oh, the flat earthers are different?
Yeah, they're not religious people.
Because they don't.
Well, I mean, I guess you could be a religious flat earther, but it's not required, I don't think.
Then you don't believe in heaven if you think Earth is flat.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't think they believe that.
Because you don't believe in outer space, then.
Most of them state
how
something.
How does that work?
Most of them state something from the Bible because it says that God created the earth and everything under the firmament or something like that. So they've taken that to literally mean like a firmament, which is like a dome, is around Earth. People take the Bible very, very literal. And it's more of a loose set of guidelines than a factual history book. I mean, there's some loose things that happen, but like
clearly some people find it to be loose because thou shalt not murder.
Like people are like, well, the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs, so it can't be real. And I'm like, well, the people, and I've said this online to people, I'm like, the people, and I do mean people that wrote the Bible. The Bible wasn't written by God. It was written by like, I could write a book. Like, Scientology in 3,000 years may be as big as Christianity. And it's a crazy-ass story. You know?
It really is.
So, but
especially if you guys have watched what happened unfolding on Housewives of New York City.
But the point is, just because the person that wrote the book of John in the Bible didn't know about dinosaurs 66 million years ago, doesn't mean they didn't exist.
You want to write a book about...
He also doesn't know about the planet Mars or Saturn. Doesn't mean those planets don't exist. He just didn't have a telescope.
You remember when Jackson had to make somewhat of a science project, and I was like, I can't help him with it, and you're like, why not? I was like, because I don't think there's other planets.
You don't think there's other planets?
I go back and forth.
What?
I'm very wishy-washy.
I'm gonna have to edit that out. That sounds
you're gonna edit that out, but I'm gonna call you.
You're talking crazy talk right now. There's not other planets.
No, I really sometimes I wishy-wash, because I know there's been an episode where I was gung-ho, like the moon landing was real and this and that. But then I have times where I'm just like, I feel
like
you
say stuff just to rile me up,
just to piss you off.
Yeah, because
well, if that was the case, I'd show you my bank account. That'd really piss you off.
I don't know what that means, but I don't want to talk about it right now because I don't want to be pissed off. I don't even know. I want to get the Scientology story.
I'm just fucking with you.
So Scientology, yeah, this is because they did a South Park episode. This was just hilarious. Scientology was created by an author who wrote science fiction works. He created a religion. Okay?
Tell me it's one of the writers from South Park.
Listen,
that would be even better.
We're going to be respectful. We're not committing any hate speech here. Or
what?
I don't know. I just don't want you to get canceled, okay?
No,
I'm the PG guy over here. I'm on the straight and narrow.
No, you're not.
Let's
be honest, someone's going to cancel me. My burps are too awesome, and tonight they're on point.
I want to get the story.
I should eat more garlic before our podcast.
I don't know. There's a whole thing about them being...
into my mother.
There's a whole thing about...
Oh. There it goes.
I don't know. I have to do some research on it, but the South Park episode was hilarious because it was something crazy. Like, they believe this, and like he's like, yeah, this is what they're going with.
I don't even know what it means.
It's just a different religion. It's just a different.
But like, what do they believe in?
It's something alien related, which isn't far off from what a lot of people believe. So, but it's something where there's somebody gonna take them to another. Are you good? Somebody's going to take him to another planet or something like that. But when you think about it, I'm like, well, it's not that...
when you die and go to heaven...
It's not that far off from leaving and going to heaven. So there's some...
If this dumbass can wrap her head around it, it's not that unique.
It's not that unique?
Well, if you die, it takes you to some planet. Well, when you die, you go to heaven.
We're off on a tangent here that we didn't research, so I'm like I don't know enough to speak about it, but
we don't have to talk about it.
Well, now I'm curious. I don't know. Yeah, it says that they are the spiritual being named the Thetans.
Thetans.
Yeah, that is the resident in a physical body. The Thetan has an innumerable amount of past lives, some of which preceding the Thetan's arrival on Earth were lived in extraterrestrial cultures. Based on case studies at advanced levels, it is predicted that any Scientologist undergoing auditing will eventually come across and recount a common series of past life events. Okay. So it's almost like a combination of like reincarnation, but you're an alien that's been reincarnated a bunch. I just feel like there's so many religions and stuff. Like, I don't see how anybody can say this is the right one. There's no one can. There's no way to know. Like, it's all so.
To be honest, And correct me if I'm wrong, I may be misspeaking, but lately I haven't seen as many like protests or arguments or this or that on TV lately about the religions. I think that's calmed down over the last few years.
Yeah.
No one's yelling at the other that their religion's better than theirs or it's real or
they are
more reliable.
Over in the Middle East. They do that a lot. They've been doing it for a few thousand years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of worked up about something that may or may not be true. Imagine that you fight your whole life for something that's not real. I just feel like
over here, it kind of feels like you haven't heard the argument. Maybe I just don't pay enough.
We're just worried about the price of eggs in America. We don't have time to be. We don't have time to be worried about that stuff.
$6.99 for a dozen eggs.
It finally hit Florida. We were like paying like $3. I'm like, what is everybody talking about?
He's like, we need eggs. I'm like, not for $6.99 a dozen. We don't.
Oh no, we got protein powder. Never mind.
I'm gonna go buy a chicken. And then when I've run my course with getting its eggs, I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to eat it.
I don't think they run their course with eggs. You just keep the chicken.
Tomato. So
that doesn't apply here, Ron Burgundy. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but my tomato. When in Rome. Like, that's not really
make yourself useful, and I'm going to ask you a question while you're doing it. I need a beer. You made me shotgun my other beer.
We're about to wrap up here.
Oh.
Yeah, what else you got? You have mine here.
I was going to ask you about deja vu.
Okay. I think have we talked about deja vu?
Well, we may have. I don't know. Deja vu, did we?
I'm pretty sure we did, but we can talk about it.
Okay. Well, it happened to me again.
Okay.
It happened to me 3 times this week.
All right.
3 times in 1 week it happened to me.
Okay.
It's weird.
I guess.
And when it happens, it's weird because then you're like, what's about to happen? Because then you're trying to remember, like, I remember this happened, but then all of a sudden you can't remember what happened after that. Because you're like, I've been here before. I've seen these people. What happened was yesterday, the last one for the week. Because I literally had one when I was at the career fair. Mm-hmm. Which, how many times have I been to a career fair? So why would I have deja vu of that?
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone to HR seminars before, so I kind of get that. But, like, one was at the career fair, and one was just sitting in my office, which I haven't been in my office that long. I mean, since May. I'm coming up on a year soon, but, like, it's not something...
I haven't had deja vu in years.
I have it all the time. All the time.
I mean, I remember, like, it's weird when it happens, but, like, I cannot remember...
You don't remember what I said to you this morning?
No, it's because I'm getting home.
Some people believe in it. Some people don't. I had it yesterday, and it was so, like, real, but it's funny. Like, I remember it, and then all of a sudden it just stops. And then I can't remember what's about to happen. But while it's happening, I'm sitting there, and it's almost like an outer body experience when it's happening, because I'm like, I know this is going to happen. I'm like, she just did that. And I'm like looking back and I was like, she did say that. And then all of a sudden it's like done.
Yeah, it's very weird when it happens. I think we talked about it before, or we talked
our earlier
or we've
episodes.
talked about it not on here, but it's almost like the whole simulation thing is you've already run through that before in either
like, oh, we're gonna send her to another HR seminar. Here we go.
Yeah, and it's the same plot. Kind of, or something like
it was weird because when it happened yesterday, I wasn't like, I remember the last time I went to this seminar. It's been 2 years. Different hotel that we did it in. Different people I was with. Like I didn't, and there was this. But what's funny is there was this one lady, and I saw her, and she kind of looked at me. She kind of gave me a weird look, which is normal. Everybody gives me weird looks, but she gave me this look like maybe she knew me. And I was looking at her like, I know her, but I could not put my finger on how
maybe
I know her.
Maybe she was an older you from a past simulation.
We'll talk off screen, but definitely not an older, different.
She was black. It's okay. You can say she was black. She was black.
Cody,
okay,
you're such an asshole. Please take that out.
Why?
I'm an HR professional.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
She was black.
And she was older. Like way older. But, like, I've seen her before. I felt like I knew her, like we have talked before, but I literally could not put my finger on how I knew her, where I knew her from, or the last time I talked to her.
Maybe she was your auntie from a past life.
But like it was so weird, and I kept staring at her, and I keep looking this way because that's where she was, this way at a table from me, and the speaker was this way, and I kept looking at her. I'm like, I know this woman, I know her. No idea.
Maybe you just worked with her. You run into her before.
No, I have no idea who this girl. But she looked like someone I knew and have known for a very long time, and I was just like trying to figure it out. Someone else was there that I've known for a while. You know who? I'm not gonna say her name, but she was there, and she was sitting at a table next to her, and I saw her. We talked like it was all like kumbaya, but like normal times. But like this woman was sitting at another table, and I literally kept staring at her. I was like, I have to figure out how I know her. And then everything else around me was just like literally happening, because I remember someone like dropped their fork or something and it startled me. And I remember smelling the coffee, and I remember my deja vu. I was like, God, the coffee smells burnt. And like, it was so weird.
I miss deja vu. I haven't had it in years. That sucks.
You miss it?
Yeah, because I always remember being like, wait a second. It's happening. You know.
Well, I had it at the career fair, which is really weird because these kids are coming up and like introducing themselves to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I know you," but I don't know them. I've never met them before in my life.
You just sound like a crazy person.
See, that's my problem.
Don't tell people you know them if you don't know them. Hey, good to see you, Kurt. Right, Kurt. Oh no, Brad. I knew that. We've met before. Different life. It's fine.
I felt like where I was standing the entire day and talking to these kids at the college, I'd been there before.
You probably just have low blood sugar. You're delirious. You had a bunch of Red Bull and didn't have anything to eat.
Red Bull, coffee, Adderall.
Great. We've diagnosed what deja vu is. If you want to experience it, get with Sam. She can give you the formula and the amount to take. It'll just send you right into it.
First you take your Adderall, then you drink your Red Bull, then you drink half your coffee on the way to work.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. We're going to go watch something weird, okay? Not like that, but like a movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's date night. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we'll go find something to watch. As you know, we watch sci-fi on date nights. All right. See you guys next week. Later.